YouTube world, it's your girl Kimberly. We're going to talk about squash. Just wanted to give you guys an updated video on how my squash is actually doing. Nice and big. Some of them are kind of dying off a little bit, but then I have plenty that are still growing, like this one. Looks great. Let's take a look inside here and see what's going on. There's a squash down there getting developed. There's some new squash that's growing. There's some male stems that have not opened up on this one. That means they're still in development stage. And I'll show you guys some over here that are actually open. There's a lot of times with gardening that you'll find that, okay, why is stuff not growing? Why is it not growing? Well, a lot of times it's a simple reason of why it's not growing. It could just be that it needs to be pollinated. And a lot of times squash is that one plant. If you don't have a lot of bees in your garden, as I discussed in my video a few weeks ago, you're going to have to pollinate your squash yourself. You're going to have to help it through. It's the only way to, make sure that you are getting fully developed squash. Okay, so this part right here, as you can see, is a beautiful flower. That is the female part. And again, as I stated in my other video, here is indication of that, because you see that is the actual squash. The straight stem is always going to be the male part of the squash. See that? There's no bulb at the end. That's just the male part. Here's another female squash. This one is full of ants. I'm going to have to spray this one. And there's the female squash, the actual fruitage that you're going to eat once it's completely developed. It's at the bottom there. Okay, the fastest way to pollinate your squash, never be afraid to use my favorite tool in the garden outside of my tiller, a pair of scissors. And this is what we'll do. We'll find a we'll find a male stem. Oh, there's another female that's growing, several. And this is good because these are open, and those are the ones I want to pollinate. So that's good that I see some that are open. There's another female there. And I believe I saw a male over here somewhere. Gotta get to it. Okay, there's a male stem right there. I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut that male stem. And this is my male flower. I eat these leaves, so these are actually really, really good. Once I rinse them off in the garden, they're really good. Now, as you can see, I just happened to cut this very close to the flower. You can cut it as high or low as you want to. That's not going to hurt anything because you're not going to put it back on the plant, clearly. So it's up to you how high or low you cut it. Now I'm going to take this. I'm going to pull my leaves back. Okay, because what's on here is the pollen that I need to pollinate the female flowers with. So I can get that a little bit better focus. So that's what we're going to use. We're going to take this and we're just going to rub it directly on the female part. Just like that. And that's how you pollinate your squash. Very simple, very easy. Doesn't take that much time. I'm going to rinse these off and I will eat these because they taste very, very good. So, you guys remember, keep your watering up. Do your soil test. Make sure everything is fine with your garden. Don't be afraid. You're going to lose a few things. It happens. It happens to professional gardeners. I'm just an everyday gardener like you guys. So, don't freak out when certain things start to die. This squash is like barely hanging on there. The leaves are still there, but it's not developing anything, and that's okay. I'm not freaking out about it because I have those that are still growing. I have this squash. I have the squash over there. So it's a loss, but I'm not traumatized, okay? Sometimes you'll have a perfect season, sometimes you don't. But trust and believe the continual maintenance in your garden will always help, okay? That's how you pollinate squash, the fastest way to do it. Happy gardening. Make sure you guys subscribe and enjoy your day. Love you guys.